Hello everyone, I'm Sérgio Meirelles, a partner at Campos Tomás Meirelles Advogados. Today I'm interviewing Gustavo Palhares, a founder and a friend, entrepreneur of Easy Labs. And as next steps, I will let him introduce a little bit of his company and his business.
Sérgio, first of all, thank you very much for the invite. As you said, I am the founder and the CEO of Easy Labs Group. We are a group of companies focused on the development, distribution, and manufacture of innovative pharmaceutical solutions. And today, our main portfolio of products are cannabis-based products. We are the first specialized pharmaceutical company of Brazil to be fully certified by Anvisa and to have a product registered and launched in the market. So we're very excited about 2023 and very excited to share with you, my friend.
Great. So Gustavo, as you know, and as entrepreneur, you have two challenges, right? You have to run a company, develop products, and also raise capital. Two different, let's say, business. And about in Brazil, I think last year the trend was politics. We had a lot of challenges, but what about to 2023? About raising capital in the Brazilian market, and what is your opinion about it?
I mean, that's a great question. I think that, the Brazilian market is following a little bit of the trends that we see abroad. We see in the last 12 months a decline of investments in venture capital, but that doesn't mean that the money isn't there. I think that the money is there. The funds are still open. They have cash to invest. At the same time, I think that they've raised the bar a little bit about what they're looking for and the profile of companies that they want in their portfolio. We saw in the past huge companies raising very large rounds, burning a lot of cash, and in the end it didn't end up so well. Yeah. So I think that venture capital funds are looking more for when are the companies going to break even, when will they be profitable. And also, I believe that there are certain markets that they're looking more than other markets. But in the end, and in the long run, I think that venture capital is here to stay.
Hopefully. And for a great coincidence, this morning I was chatting with an investor and a client, and he was going in the same direction. The challenge is for who is raising the money now, even for companies and also funds. But for companies, they are saying that they are advising the founders to make it like instead of pursuing big checks, go for smaller checks. Make sure that they use the money that they raise more carefully. Have more awareness of the capex and how to run the business, so they don't need to lay off.
I agree.
Because now we can see many companies firing a large number of employees.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that the rounds from Series A, Series B, Series C, and so forth, they've been, the checks, I think they're a little smaller lately. But the number of deals, I believe that it's not gonna decrease. Maybe the check will be a little bit shorter. And I think you're totally right as well regarding accountability and responsibility of how are you going to and in what are you going to invest the money raised. In our case, I'm very glad that we've always had that in mind, and that that has helped us to also be on track and be a good potential deal for other investors as well.
Yeah, great. And what about the industries? We have in Brazil like as historical matter. We have many regulatory challenges, but the disrupt market. It's about changing the law, right? And many times the changes they come before the changing the law. And what industries do you think are going to be hot in this year?
I think you already answered your own question, because I think that the exactly the businesses that are disruptive still, and that they are with regulation which is starting, or the business is being modeled and structured right before regulation come in that specific sector. I think that those businesses are very hot. So we've seen examples of that, like Uber, like Boozer here. I could name our business as well, with Labs. We were a company that we were structured right before the cannabis regulation came aboard, and it was enacted here in Brazil. So I think that businesses that are still disruptive, I think they mentioned the term fringe abroad. Also businesses linked to AI, artificial intelligence, technology regarding space travel and things like that. We're seeing that they are hot. So I think that the investment funds and the market itself are still betting a lot on those type of businesses, and I'm glad that our company is on a hot market like that one.
Great. And do you see many funds structured to invest in pharmaceutical tech companies or tech cannabis, or usually the ones that invest in these companies they have like a broad thesis?
Mm-hmm. I think that both. I think that health techs, for example, in general, are still pretty hot, and at the same time, company like ours, which is a pharmaceutical company in its core, and also brings innovation with different formulations, different products, and at the same time, we're looking at technology. Not only technology on our operation, on our production, but also regarding systems. We want to behave in the market different from what traditional pharmaceutical companies do. We care more about our patient. We have our patient in the center, the physician and the doctors in the center. We want to reduce the patient journey. We want to integrate health in the end. So we want to be a company based more beyond the product, and linked to technology as well. So I think that those two elements combined together do a very good result.
And the profile of the funds, you think they're looking for usually they have like a thesis for focus on pharmatechs or cannabis, or do they have like a thesis, a broader thesis that they can adjust in the pharmatech company in their portfolio?
Yeah, I think it's both. I think that the funds that invest in regular pharmaceutical businesses will look at us and look at this market with interest, and at the same time, of course, we do fit on a portfolio and on a thesis which is more broader.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we don't like. It's still like a market.
In my opinion,
it's still a market that we don't see like funds focus only pharma techs, pharma companies, and right. I think there are not enough to have like a fund focus only on that set.
I think that would fall under health funds that invest in health in general, for sure.
Got it. Yeah, and talking about trends to venture capital to 2023. Also, what I'm seeing here, and I believe it's like funds getting closer to the founders, right, and helping them, advising them and assisting to make sure that they wisely will spend the money and not only like putting the check and talking to them like 6 months later
Yeah.
or seeing the numbers. How is the relationship with your investors?
Our relationship is pretty good, you know.
But on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, you know, one thing that we have, and you know, it's our personality, is, you know, to be very friendly, very transparent, and to welcome you know, our investors to be close to us. And all of our investors, you know, they're all minority investors, so you know, there hasn't been any case of one investor that, you know, says, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that. It's a very transparent and you know, friend relationship, that friendly relationship that we have, that the investors come to help us with the strategic visions, you know, and we welcome that a lot. So I mean, we're very glad to brought on board, you know, the right investors and investors that complement us and that can help us, especially in the strategic visions, because they've seen a lot, right?
Right.
They see a lot of type of business.
Yeah. Not their first rodeo, right?
Exactly. So, you know, we gotta take their opinion, and in our case has worked really well. If I was, you know, the investor on the other side of the table, you know, I would want to do that as well, because it's my money that which is there, and you know, the closer you get from the founder and from the company, the closer you get from the money that you invested, and you're sure that it's, you know, everything is right. So I think that's it.
Great. And well, you know that we are doing this also for chambers. You know, chambers, the ranking for law firms. And you yourself, like we met each other when you were like a lawyer. How was the transition from being a lawyer to a CEO and founder of a company?
It was interesting. It was interesting. You know, as you know, I was a, you know, corporate lawyer and did some M&A, some venture capital as well in my lawyer days. But I think, you know, I've always had in my personality, you know, more of a, you know, commercial guy, and I was also, you know, very close to all the founders from other companies, and you know, in the innovation sector in general, and so it's something that I already had in me. So the transition wasn't that hard. It was, you know, it was a journey where I had to learn a lot, obviously, but you know, I decided that I wanted to do that change in my life and invest, you know, my life in the entrepreneur path. So it worked out well. Yeah, but it's a big change.
Yeah, it is. So Gustavo, you lived abroad. You have a lot of life experience. You've seen a lot. So, what is your opinion about the Brazilian venture capital market today compared to the more mature markets like the American one?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you know, you're a guy who influenced me to live abroad during our masters. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for you and your law firm. And I don't know if you remember, but I was about to apply for our LLM, which we went to the same university.
I remember.
And you're a guy who influenced me positively. So very thankful for that. And I think that you know, I see the venture capital market in the United States, in Brazil, very differently. You know, I think that the venture capital market in Brazil is a young market, and I think that it needs to evolve a lot still. Even investment funds and investors who invest in the venture capital funds or who are potential investors need to be educated about venture capital. If you talk to a lot of large family offices and investors with a lot of money, they have a totally different mindset from the venture capital.
Yeah, so I've heard the same story today.
Yeah. So I think that they need to be educated. The market needs to be educated more, and I think that the market as well has an opportunity to don't follow the same mistakes that happened in the United States, for example. So we have a chance to be an even better market.
Great. And what about Latin America? Have you been doing business in Latin America? Do you see opportunities in Latin America? Because, like, my opinion is still like Brazil is much bigger. It's much more expensive to when Latin American companies come to Brazil to try to open a market or run their business here. They usually they get scared because of the size of the market and the cost of how to operate a company here. But do you see any opportunity going to Latin America?
Yeah, I think that globally, when you look at Latin America do have some problems, but most of the problems are related to the stage of development of those countries, which means that there are a lot of opportunities and there's a lot to do. And that's what, essentially I think that it makes, such an interesting and appealing market.
Yeah, there's a correlation between challenge and money.
Exactly. And it's not like, other markets which lack everything, Latin America has a structure, have governments that work, have, solid institutions, and so, but there's still other things to evolve, but the basis is there. So I think it makes a very appealing market. Our company, we are looking at other countries as well. We're actually doing an acquisition in Colombia. So in order to be a vertically integrated company, not in all of the steps of the supply chain, but the steps that we see the most value on. And we're doing that in Colombia because the health agency of Colombia, in Vima, speaks the same language, follows the same criteria that Anvisa, our health agency here in Brazil, do. So I think that there is a proximity, among the countries, and a logic on the region. A lot of common characteristics, and definitely I think that it's one of the most appealing, if not the most appealing market across the globe.
Great. So thank you very much, Gustavo, for the interview. I think it was very rich, and hopefully for the next one.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.